やっほー、こんばんは。ノーテック系ダンサー Vtuber、ヤトのハクヤです。Good evening, ヤトのハクヤ。Oh man. When was the last time I had a semi-scheduled stream? I don't even know if this is a scheduled stream, but hello. I wanted to put up the waiting room for this earlier today, but I can't make waiting rooms on my phone. So I have to open my computer, and opening my computer takes forever. Because I have to like when I open my computer, right? When I turn my computer on, I have to go to a different room because my PC is in a different room. I have to flick on all my monitors. I have to plug in some USB cables, and I have to press a bunch of buttons on my USB hub. I have to turn everything off because otherwise the LEDs will keep me up at night. You EP? I'm always EP. I woke up today at 5:30 a.m. Yeah, I woke up at 5 in the morning today. I'm too used to like only getting like 5 or 6 hours. It's not enough, but like my body is used to waking up after that much time because I usually this past month of August I've been sleeping during the day. Partially because it's so hot, partially because the air is so bad, and partially because just my brain doing some weird things. So yesterday was like last night was like the first time in like a month that I slept at normal hours. Maybe I was also somewhat like jet lagged from being in Montreal. Hey there, Donk. Hello there, Zuni. Hello, hello. Yeah, so I woke up, I cooked, and I ate, and then I don't know what I did actually. I fell asleep around 10. And I tried to sleep from like 8 to 9. I was just in bed trying to fall asleep, and it wasn't working. Eventually, I fell asleep at like 11:30 or something. Oh yeah, I was actually a friend of mine introduced me to this YouTube mini-series, this mini anime. It's called Milky Subway, and it's amazing. Milky Subway is unironically amazing. It's really, really, really good. You guys should check it out. It's dubbed in 11 languages. I haven't heard the Japanese voice cast yet, but the English is really well done. Like I can see some parts of it are a little bit not super amazing, but for the most part, the English voice acting is so natural, so nice. Please do check it out. It's 3D CGI, but it's really charming. The characters are really nicely written. The guys are just a fucking mood. The characters are so good. They're really, really, really good. I read one of the comments that was saying that it's like light entertainment because like you don't need to put too much effort into it. The episodes are only 8 minutes each, but they're surprisingly thoughtful. It's very focused, and it's just really nice. It's almost all dialogue. You could say you had too much Montreal exposure. Oh my god, I was exposed to too many French people. Like there was fake French people, like the Montrealers, but there was actual French people there too. Sorry about that. Yeah, there was like fake French people, obviously, because it's Montreal, but there was actual real French people there too. And I gotta say, whether you're fake French or real French, your you've probably got a really nice fashion sense. Like I met someone there who was like called themselves a shut-in that doesn't go outside at all, and like their drip was just like Maybe it wasn't 10 out of 10, but it was like 7 out of 10. Or maybe not. Maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 out of 10. That's pretty damn good for someone who's not trying at all. That's pretty good for someone who put in 0 effort. Okay? 7 is what I am when I put in all of my effort. Maybe 8. Alright? 7 is generally how good I can get when I put in all of my effort. So for them to achieve that without even trying is just like, damn, the standards are high over there. Drip maxing, yeah, drip maxing. Hope you guys' week has been going well. I don't know. August is always weird for me. I think because the sun is just so damn hot, it's hard for me. I actually went out the other day and my friends were like, damn, you're pale as fuck. And I'm like, don't make fun of me. Just because you're jealous. Never go out has a scarf and a styled hair. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I guess that's like a pretty stereotypical French outfit, is like the scarf and the beret. Scarf and beret and like red pants or something like that. Yeah, no, this person, they were pretty damn fashionable. Karage arc last year was epic. Fuck no, I hate that. I'm so glad I have air conditioning this year, man. I'd be so dead if I didn't have air conditioning. The air has been so bad. It's only getting worse. The freaking Canadian government can't handle all these forest fires. Like, jeez. How about you just like burn down all of the trees so that there won't be any more forest fires? Damn, I solved the crisis, guys. We'll just burn all the forests. I know there's a lot of hippies in BC. We can burn them together with the forests. They can die together. Oh my god, isn't that romantic? Isn't that romantic, dying together with your loved one? Except in this case, instead of another person, it's a tree. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just burn them all together. It'll be a big, beautiful fire. BBF. Slight issues? What slight issues will there be? I mean, like, you know, there might be a lot of ash and toxins in the air for a little bit, you know, burnt hippies, and you know how much like weed they ingest, right? But like after a while, all of it will be blown away to the east, you know, towards you know, Toronto and Montreal. They can suffer the hippie fumes, the smell of burnt hippie. But what symbol will be on your flag with no trees? Don't worry, the maple trees will survive. They're resilient. They're resilient, probably. I live in the east. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You too can partake in the smell of hippie. Hello, Anjay. Hello. But yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I went to Montreal. Damn, it's been a while. I've been out of commission. I'm sorry. I've just been completely out of commission. I'm not gonna lie. I've been bed rotting. I won't lie, I've been bed rotting. Just a lot of things, man. There's this trend that's come out recently in Japan. It's called Furo Kyanseru Kaiwai. So Kaiwai means community. It's basically a hashtag, right? So, furo canceru. Furo means bath, and cancel means cancel. So, like, they're canceling baths. Why are they canceling baths in Japan? Not me joining here talking about burning hippies. Hello, Donate. Are you a hippie? Are you a hippie? Wildfires did come like an hour or two ago from my city, so yeah. Oh no. Hello, little Spider-Man. Hi. Bedrock Maxon. Yeah. So like, what was it? They're canceling baths. Why are they canceling baths? Well, if you guys know anything about Japanese bath culture, it's that Japanese people are super passive aggressive. They're highly judgmental. There's a lot of expectations in society, and baths are very important because Japan very stinky. I mean, not stinky. You guys didn't hear that. I don't think Japanese people are stinky at all. No. I would never think such a thing. No, it's because summer is very hot in Japan, or Japan is generally really hot, but summers especially. It's hot and it's humid, so people sweat a lot, and so they tend to need to take baths more. You know, in North America, it's kind of okay if you don't wash your hair every day because it's not as humid and it's not as hot, so you're not as sweating as much. So it's possible, but in Japan, it's kind of like, ew, you didn't take a bath, you kind of stink, right? So furo canceru is kind of like a reaction to all the I guess the mental health stuff that's going on, because I don't know if you guys have checked lately. I know I've never talked about it in my life on this stream, but mental health is not doing so hot in Japan lately. And it's recently come into focus. You know, the new generations are more willing to talk and open up about being a hot mess. And holy shit, there's a lot of hot messes in Japan right now. People are, you know, more prone to talking online about, you know, bed rotting, about, oh my god, I can't, life is too overwhelming, I can't deal with this. You know, they get home from work or from school, and they just like flop onto bed, and they don't even bother to take the time to shower and wash their hair. Like, especially washing their hair though, because if you're a girl and you've got long hair, which a lot of Japanese girls do, well, some guys as well, you would know that washing long hair takes a long time. You have to be very particular about the long hair, otherwise you'll damage it, it'll dry out, it'll look bad. So sometimes they're just like, you know what, no, let's just not. And so part of this whole furo canceru thing is about solidarity with people who have mental illness, or just going through a rough patch in life. You know, maybe they broke up with an ex, maybe they, you know, a family member kind of going through some crisis. Maybe maybe they failed to get into the school they wanted to get into. So when life feels so they just kind of skip a bath. Sometimes you just overworked and you skip a bath. And so like this whole thing is like, guys, I skipped my bath today. And other people are like, hey, yo, no, me too, bro. I also skipped you too, sis? Yeah, I also skipped my bath, you know? Life was just a little bit too hectic, so don't feel ashamed about it. Don't feel ashamed. It's normal. It's okay. It's okay to skip a bath once or twice sometimes, you know? You don't have to beat yourself up over it, you know? I stink too. We can all stink together. And that's basically the gist of it. Obviously, with any sort of social media trend, people will take it as a challenge. You know, people will be like, I went a whole month without bathing and I kind of stink, but I still look good because I figured out how to use dry shampoo. Like, there's like, people are like bragging about, okay, I skipped my bath for like 6 days. And wait, you don't stink, do you? No, not really. And like, you look fabulous. Yeah, I know. Did they start playing Magic the Gathering? Oh, dear God, please no. I don't think it's doing good anywhere. Yeah, you know, global recession and all. Yeah, they're not calling it a recession, but you know, hell, it might even be a depression. We don't know, man. We don't know. Maybe they're just lying about the numbers. Maybe we are already in a global depression. Certainly feels like it. Can't do that here. We're both smelling like ugh. Please take baths, especially in summertime. Yeah, I know. I had long hair anyway. I understand. It's tough. It really is. So I won't judge people. You know, obviously, if you can take a bath, please take a bath, but sometimes you're just way too fucking tired. I get it. You know, wake up at 5 in the morning, get to work at 8, work until 6 or 7, and then you have to drink with the company, which newer generations are like just telling their boss to like, fuck, you paying me? No? Okay, bye. That's one good thing about social media, is just like young people being like, yeah, no, I just go home after work. I'm not gonna get shamed. Fuck that. And like encouraging others, like, you don't do overtime. You know, clock in, clock out, get the fuck out. You know, no drinking with your, no team building exercises or whatever. No pizza parties. Just go home. Don't tell me you didn't bathe or shower when you came to Otakuthon. No, I showered every day. Especially when I go to cons, I usually shower every day. Because I'm moving a lot, right? Because I'm moving a lot, and usually because it's really hot. Cons are usually in the summer, so it's usually really hot. I remember like the last day of off-kai, I didn't shower. But also like nobody else did either. Everybody looked like shit. Well, not the last day, but like the day after off-kai ended, everybody looked like shit. We all smelled. Even the girls, yeah, even the girlies, they also smelled. So it's just like, you know what? I'm not gonna feel bad about this. I'm not gonna shame anybody else. Even to be honest, I probably smell less bad than some of the other people. I don't smell that. I don't really give off a lot of smells. I don't really have odors. I have some odor, but like not a lot. Not the pheromones. What the who brought up pheromones? Dry shampoo master race. Please don't use dry shampoo. I used to use it and I was like, this stuff is so shit. Dry shampoo is like your last minute desperation cleanser. It's not, it smells like shit. It doesn't really clean you. It just, bleh. It's just last minute, you get your hair's a bit too oily, you can put some of that on. If you don't know and wear hugs for you, it's fine. I can live without hugs. Probably. I won't die without hugs. Anyway, if you work for a long time, they have 2 or 3 works at the same time, I can understand they'll forget to take a bath. They have time to do it, and do it just cause. Oh yeah, people are just like canceling baths just to follow the trend. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Man, people will do anything to get famous these days. Alright, so let's do our little off-kai, or not off-kai, Otakuthon recap. Why don't we? I've got some photos. I usually take way too many, maybe not enough, and I gotta figure out a way to like actually. No, I think I got it. I think I got it. All right, we'll do this. Last time I was like uploading every image and resizing manually, which honestly a pain in the ass. What I'm gonna do instead. is I'm going to I just gotta make sure I've got none of these are bad photos of bad things. No, it's all good. It's all good. Oh god. Oh god. Where is that? I'm just gonna download off Twitter. You took photos? When did that happen? I don't remember taking photos. I took some photos here and there. Mostly before I went to the con, honestly. Also, Donate, how are you doing? Hope you've been well. Let's see, where can I'll take this. Take this, did I not upload that video? I guess not. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. Man, I think my phone's getting too old. Discord keeps breaking on it. Like I have a Samsung Galaxy S10. Maybe it's just too old. I don't have the video. That's weird. Oh well. Oh well. Not a big issue. Right, so we're gonna use a screen capture. And it's not working. Why isn't it working? Alright, if that doesn't work, we'll use a different... We'll use like, I don't know, Windows Photos or something. There we go. Alright, I'll use this. So this is just a photo of me packing up for the con. Am I right? I am doing things, man. Oh, I should be eating right now. I've got some food in front of me, but I haven't. I'll eat a little bit later. I'm not hungry yet. Gesundheit. Oh, thank you, Chibity. Thank you. There's dry shampoo. Yeah, and dry shampoo is like a spray that you will spray onto your scalp, and what it does is that it basically dissolves the oil that's on your hair, but that obviously won't clean out all the gunk that got stuck to the oil, so your hair is still technically dirty. It's just not greasy anymore. Consume the food? No. Also, like, my teeth kind of hurt. I had new Invisalign put in yesterday. Oh yeah, by the way, I use Invisalign. guys, I recently came to a conclusion recently. I've come to a conclusion recently. I think it's pretty brilliant. And it might be like counter to the popular narrative, I think. I've come to the realization that girls with braces are cute. Right? Girls with braces are cute. I've recently realized that. I'm like, because I think back in the day I used to watch a lot of dramas and shit, and they'd always make fun of like, oh, it's that nerdy girl with the braces, and I'm like, no man, braces are actually really cute. Of course these days it's less common because people wear Invisalign, but like sometimes you have to wear braces. You can't use Invisalign due to the way the bite is. But like braces are actually really cute, especially when they pick like a cute color, right? And you know, obviously people take. I'm gonna like intervene before anyone accuses me of like liking like kids. I'm like, bro, people get braces in their late 20s, in their 30s. People can get braces really late, all right? Don't even at me. Don't even at me. I thought you like, I don't like God. What the hell? Donate, is that how you see me? I am extremely heterosexual. I don't know how to tell you this. It depends on the face. Of course it does. You know. Of course it does. Anyways, so on the left here is actually it's a bag featuring art by my artist mama, Min's Graph. And I actually got this bag at Comic Cat 104, I think. Comic Cat 104. C104, which was last year. Last year, December, I think. No, last winter. Not this winter, last winter. Yeah, last winter. And I'd been holding on to this thing for basically 2 years now. And I'd been wanting to send it over to my sister in Montreal, Kuruko, my V sister. And I specifically bought this just for her. I bought my own, of course. But I never got around to actually like mailing it over. It was always a pain in the ass. But like finally, since I'm in Montreal now, I went over and like handed it to her personally. But like Min's Graph was also there, and he was also meeting her for the first time, and he also gave her some freebies. I don't know if he gave her some of this stuff though. I think he might have already sold all this stock, so hopefully she didn't get duplicates. And if she did, she can send them over to like Maple or something. I'm joking to her. I don't know if you are joking. Guys, this man was like gripping my chin and like doing the BL baiting, where he was like he was like doing the seme thing where he's like you like hold someone by their chin and then they go in for the kissu, and I'm just like, try me. I'm not gonna get scared. Do it, motherfucker. I know what the girls like. I know they like this shit. I thought Kuriko actually lived in Asia. What the hell? No. Kuriko is very open about living in Montreal. And like how does she live in Asia? She speaks Spanish. South America. Yeah, Kuriko is originally from Chile. Cabedon, which makes you the uke. Yeah, I was the uke in this. He didn't don me, but like he did something like more like kya. He grabbed my face by my chin and like towards him. They did like it. They did like it though. They did like it. I got you, man. Yeah, I'll play along. I'm not afraid of this. I'm very secure in my heterosexuality. And I figure, you know, as an entertainer, I'm probably gonna have to do that eventually. I've done worse things for the camera, man. I've done worse things for the camera. Oh god, I'm remembering it now. I was like, oh damn, that actually happened. Yeah, secrets that I'll never reveal ever. Is he taller? No, I'm taller. I'm taller. But Donate has very strong muscles. I need to get muscles too. Thank you for playing along was funny. Yeah. All right. Let's continue along. So yeah, this is like I didn't start packing until like 6 hours before the flight, like I always do. But you know, this one was just a. I mean, I gathered some of the things I needed to pack beforehand, which is pretty good. I used compression cubes for the first time, which if you don't know, I'll show you soon. Go. These are compression cubes, and I got like I got this really expensive. I forgot what the brand is called. It's like La something. It's a German brand, I think. And it's pretty nice. The wheels are like super smooth. They glide like butter. But yeah, I have like a lot of clothes in here. I've got like, so these are compression cubes. So what happens is basically it's like you put your clothes in it or whatever you need to put in it, and there's a zipper that squeezes everything flat. So you can fill more than you would if you just put it in directly into the suitcase. And like I was just like, oh my god, I brought too many clothes. This was a mistake, but I was too lazy to bring my stuff out and like, you know, chop down on the amount of clothes I brought. There's my hair dryer, which I had to Tetris in there. I've never Tetris so hard before, and you know, I was pretty tired because those zippers are hard to get to cinch down. Like you have to step on top of the bag. I was like, you know, I was like lying on top of them with like my knees. And by the time I was done with this, I was exhausted, man. Vacuum storage things. The vacuum storage things are more annoying to deal with, because it's like, well, how are you gonna pack it back in when you're at the hotel, right? So they don't use vacuum. I know the vacuum ones do exist, but those are for like if you plan to move somewhere, right, and you're not bringing things back. These ones you have to like manually zip up. Yeah. Kuda said you were very stylish. I mean, you know, when I saw Kudu, I was in cosplay. Yeah, I was in cosplay. I was cosplaying a character from Girls Frontline that nobody knows, but people who play Girls Frontline will know. You know, it was pretty good. It was my first time cosplaying ever. I was quite happy with it. It was my first time wearing makeup. I spent like, oh my god, we're gonna talk about it later, but like my friends in Toronto helped buy makeup for me, which I am gonna learn how to use over the next year. Jay, right? Yeah, Jay. I was cosplaying as Jay. It was really hard to find specifically a shirt that would show off his navel, but I did. It was one of those like gym compression shirts, and Jay dresses like a whore. He really does. Alright, so I also brought a travel backpack. This is not a carry-on. This is a personal item, which almost didn't fit in the sizer at the airport. I had to remove my Switch, rip Switch. I never actually end up using my Switch, no matter how many times I bring it around. I never use my Switch. I'm just not a gamer, I guess. Like, I'd rather just be on my phone. I panicked quite a bit, but eventually I was able to get past security. But yeah, I have this. This is my toiletries bag. It's got like my hair product and my toothbrushes and whatever. Some lotions. This bag was pretty cheap. It was only like $40 Canadian. And it's like the perfect size. It's actually maybe a little bit too big for a personal item, but like, you know, if you don't fill it to the max, you can put it in usually. But it's a pretty good bag, pretty cheap. I got it because it has a pass-through for my luggage, my suitcase. So flight was pretty uneventful. You know, I flew from Western Canada to Toronto. It's cheaper to fly and land in Toronto and fly back from Montreal than it is to just land in Montreal. I don't know why. It wasn't slightly cheaper. It was 50% off. That's how expensive it is to fly to Montreal for some freaking reason. I walked around for like half an hour trying to find the A&W, only to find out that the A&W was behind security lines, which is like, what the fuck is wrong with you at Toronto Pearson Airport? Don't you know A&W is like the only reason to exist in Canada? You know, I was really hungry though, so I didn't give a damn. You know, I didn't care. I didn't want to eat like the huge, big Subway subs. I wasn't in the mood for it. So yeah, I ate these. I hate these airport. I really don't like these airport outlets. They're so easy to slip out of. For some reason, like, they don't snap into place like the usual outlets do. Is Coat Jax still there? Saw Raccoon there once. I'll sleep. What the frick? And this is me taking the train. It's called the Up Train, the Union Station to Pearson Express. And this is the photo I took, you know, with my... It's so convenient having a small suitcase and a backpack. It's super convenient. I don't have to lift anything. I'm so used to bringing my like really big, large suitcase everywhere, and it's always so clunky and hard to fit. But this one is like, I can just put it right here, you know? It was pretty good. It costed like $16 or something to go from the airport to Union Station in downtown Toronto. And apparently this is like the sluttiest possible photo I could have taken. Apparently, like showing my crotch and like my hand with like my jacket peeled up halfway through to my elbow. Apparently this is like the sluttiest possible man photo I could have taken. Is a restaurant Coyote Jack's? Never been there before. Like I showed this to my female friends, the girlies, and they're all like, "You are a whore," and I'm like, "Huh?" They're like, I know what you're trying to do," and I'm like, "What am I trying to do?" Oh my goodness. There's your bearskin hockey for the day. So eventually there's only like a couple stops. Oh, so the stupidest thing was that when I arrived at the airport, my friend was actually flying out of Toronto into Montreal just as I was arriving, and they were in the lounge. There's a place called the Maple Lounge. It's for Air Canada premium people, I guess. Premium passengers for Air Canada, and they were in the lounge, and I passed by. Actually, I was standing outside the lounge for like 10 minutes looking at a map. So we passed right by each other, and we didn't just pass by each other once, we did it twice, because this happened in Montreal too. It happened twice. I mean, I am, but why in particular? What the hell? Crotch can be seen. You good? What the hell? Slut back to... I'm not a whore. I'm not a slut. Shut up. So yeah, this is the Space Needle. I think that's what they call this one. I've been up there before. It's a pretty decent view, if you don't mind paying the money. You know, it shows a good amount of the Toronto cityscape. So if it's your first time in Toronto, it might be a good thing to go up there just so you have a visual understanding of how the city is laid out. That's something I really like to do. I really like to go to high buildings to observe what the city looks like from above. I really like doing that. And of course there's a GO train, which is the interurban kind of train. It's like for all the surrounding suburbs. It's really good because apparently they're switching from commuter service, which is like early morning and late night, for people who, you know, office workers who come in the city to work in the morning and then go home at night. They're changing it to like all day service, so you can start using this train like a regular like transit service, which is really nice. It's really extensive. So, oh yeah, so these trains are diesel powered because this what do you call it, train shed up above in that at the station at Union Station, it is too low. It's so low that they can't add power lines to electrify the trains, so the trains are stuck burning diesel. If Toronto really wanted to, they could get rid of it, but they're like, oh no, we got heritage and all. Nobody cares about the heritage of this ugly ass building. Okay, this train shed is ugly, it's gross, it's dirty. Nobody wants it, get rid of it. It is really ugly. People want electric trains. People want clean trains that run fast. Okay? But yeah, nice. They've got displays, which I was surprised by all the amount of advertisements that they have on public transit in Toronto is crazy. I'm not used to seeing advertisements on public transit at all. Union Station. Okay, so people apparently they get really lost in this station because the signs, each part of the station is owned by a different company, and every company has their own standards for making signs. They all have different symbols and different things that they show and different terminology. I don't know why the government doesn't just go like, okay, you guys are gonna use the same standard signs or something like that. I don't know why. Incompetent bureaucracy or whatever. But it's apparently really easy to get lost in this station. I went around and I have a good sense of direction, so it took me a second, but I eventually figured it out. But even so, it's still a little bit confusing. The layout is kind of, yeah. And I was just kind of, it was Wednesday that I came in. I flew in, my plane was at like midnight, so I landed around 7 o'clock or something. I landed really early in the morning, and so I'm like, well, everyone I know is probably working right now, and they were. Oh, there was someone who lived right next to the airport, and they told me after I arrived at Union Station, and they told me to ride the train back to the airport to go visit them, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why didn't you say something sooner? I told you I was coming like a week in advance. Jesus Christ. I love having 47 competing standards, yeah. So, okay, this is Ripley's Aquarium of Canada. It is a very privately owned aquarium. I really hate it when places like aquariums or whatever have a attacking name stuck into it. It's like, they gotta remind you, oh, this business is owned by a specific person. It's like, fuck off. Apparently Ripley's has like a big monopoly on this stuff in Toronto. There's a bunch of attractions that usually have Ripley's in it, and it's like, dude, we don't give a shit. We don't care. Skill issue on their part. Yeah, bro, train is gone. Yeah. I would have liked to hang out with them. It's whatever though. Some old boomer lady thinks I'm taking a photo of them. Bitch, I don't care who you are. Yeah, same company as Believe It or Not. Yeah, I've never been to that before though. So I go in. By the way, guys, this is the loudest, narrowest aquarium I've been to in my life. There's like no sound dampening at all. It's so crowded. There's European tourists everywhere. There's French people everywhere. Nobody can control their children. Everyone's screaming. The hallways are incredibly narrow. My ears were hurting really badly. My ears were hurting so bad. Oh, so this is a grouper, I think. This thing was massive. This guy's just vibing, but he's huge. He look kind of dirt, but he's huge. You could literally fit, I don't know, 3 adults and maybe 2 small children in there, inside of this fish. This guy is huge. He's massive. He's actually really big. I think I prefer the Vancouver aquarium. That one is more open, not as noisy. It has actual sound dampening. But what this aquarium does have, it has a conveyor belt with like a 180, like, what do you call it? It's like a buried tube. So you look up and there's fishes swimming across. That was pretty cool. But because it was so damn narrow, and because the conveyor belt was so slow, it just felt really uncomfortable. It's hard to observe the fish when like you're in maybe like a 1 meter wide tube, everybody's screaming. It's just not great. There was this shark that had like a saw blade on it. That was pretty cool. This guy, so many tourists and their children, man. I mean, it's good, I like kids, but like, holy crap, man. Maybe control your children and don't let them scream and run around everywhere. Honestly, some people just don't know how to control their kids. Obviously, like, kids have energy, they need to burn it out, but like, give them a way to burn it without destroying my eardrums, please. The saw blade shark. That was really cool. There were rays. They had a lot of stingrays and manta rays. And there was this one ray. It has like a duck face. I don't know what this is called, but it was really cute. It was super cute. Lionfish. These things are an invasive species. They're common in tropical Asia. They're very tasty. And you get them by spearfishing. These things, you basically have to spearfish them. They're really dumb because they have no natural predators in Pacific waters. So they're super stupid. Even if they see you spear another lionfish right in front of them, they'll be like, that couldn't happen to me. And then they get speared. These things are really tasty, apparently. They're venomous, but like, the venom's only in the fins. So basically you just snip them off with some shears. And when you boil them, the venom is destroyed anyway. Also, these things. Oh my goodness. I love cuttlefish. They're so cute. They look like it looks like it's about to cry. It looks so angry. I think they're super cute. And seahorses, which, you see them in cartoons a lot. But when you see them in real life, seahorses are just like, what the frick is that? Because like the way they move is like this fin on their back, it reverberates, right? It like vibrates. You're like, what the heck? How does this thing move? What does it eat? These things are really cute though. They're not afraid of people. It's like, what evolutionary, path did this thing take to end up with this shape? This is like a very peculiar shape. I think these things only survive like inside of coral reefs, because this body was not made for speed. It's just in barbs. Yeah. You can just boil them. Even with the barbs, you can just boil them and the venom's all gone. So the difference between poison and venom is that poison, you can't destroy poison. But venom can be destroyed by boiling. And then there's this funny little guy who honestly think isn't this a meme photo? I'm pretty sure there's a meme photo that's just like this. Upside down jellyfish. That's terrifying. You step on this, you're fucked. You step on a cluster of upside down jellyfish and you're boned. There's no recovering from that. Ocean be scary. This is why I'm afraid of the open ocean, man. I'm afraid that I'll just like come across a jellyfish. Not afraid of orcas though. Orcas are fucking awesome. I'd like to swim with orcas someday. Oh yeah, so this is a photo from a bridge, and you can see the really ugly shed, the really ugly train shed. You know, they have like a beautiful glass train shed above there at the top, but for some reason they're keeping this really ugly train shed that nobody wants. Also, a lot of construction downtown. So much construction. And this is like the Grand Hall. A lot of Union stations in various cities in North America have this Grand Hall. I don't know why the ceiling looks like that. The ceiling tiles are actually very beautiful. Maybe they're confusing my phone camera's AI algorithm or something, because that's not supposed to look like that. Orcas will not eat you. Orcas are actually very kind. Orcas are actually nicer to humans than dolphins are. Orcas are super, super kind. They will like purposely like avoid humans. Like if they're in the middle of fishing and like they see a human, they will like dodge at the last minute and like forget about the fish, because like orcas are actually like really smart. Now moose, they will eat moose. They will destroy and devour all the mooses. In the wild? No, in the wild. In the wild, orcas are actually super nice. There actually aren't any orcas really in captivity anymore. I remember the Vancouver Aquarium used to have orca shows. I may have seen one when I was like very small, a long time ago, but they've not had orcas in maybe a decade or more. Not even dolphins. The Vancouver Aquarium is kind of boring these days, not gonna lie. I feel like if you want to go to a nice aquarium, it has to be in Japan. So this is inside the train station, Union Station. It can be a little bit confusing because you don't know how the platforms work. These are all platforms for the GO train, so over there is like the number 8 and 9 platforms. There are these benches here that have charging stations, but they're all broken. Every single one of these USB charging stations for phones, they're all broken. I actually had to, for me to find a proper charging outlet, I had to go across the street into a food court. I had to go to a food court. This place, there was no charging station at Union Station because they don't want people to loiter or something. It's like, bro, people have to wait here. People have to loiter here anyway because they have to board a train. Nobody wants to be here. Alright? Like, some of the food option is pretty good. Alright, I went to this place called Kibo. It's like a Japanese onigiri shop. It was pretty decent. The food's not bad. Bought some Pocari Sweat. And I went to this place that's owned by Telus, I think. It's a rooftop garden. You know, it was pretty nice. I touched grass. I tried to sleep. You know, here's my second man whore photo of the day. I tried to sleep here, you know, and some security guard fucking woke me up and he's like, "You can't sleep here, sir, you can't sleep." I hate people that are like fuck off. I'm a single dude, man. And like, okay, fine. So then another person comes here, this homeless looking guy who is white. Maybe it's because he's white, huh? The security guard was black. Alright. Maybe he was racial profiling me. Right? Because I'm because I'm not white enough. Just because I'm not white enough, okay? He told me I couldn't sleep there, but this white homeless looking dude, like, straight up just goes to sleep next to me, and nothing. He does not get warned at all. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this world, man? Fucking racist security guards, I swear to God. So this place was pretty nice. A lot of like the office workers will come down here to chill. White collar workers. A lot of people who make lots of money. Oh yeah, I sent this photo. This is inside the station still. They call this the trench. And I'm just like, yeah. They hate disabled people in this city. If you want to go to the other side of the station, you have to go down a stair, then back up a stair, right? If you go inside there, that's inside the station, there's more stairs, go down that way, that's the subway. More stairs. They hate disabled people. If you have wheelchair, you're fucked. Pretty uneventful that day. I met up with some friends in basically the Chinese district of Yonge Street. There's a lot of Asian businesses. We bought makeup. My friends bought makeup for me at Shoppers Drug Mart. We had ice cream as well. We just sat down and chatted. I kind of wanted to do karaoke, but nobody was in the mood for it, so we didn't do it. And my friend drove me around. My friend Mia, she drove me to First Markham Place, I think it's called. It's this plaza, which, by the way, there's so much fucking parking in Toronto. The plaza was huge. They love cars way too much in Toronto. But this is a meal called mi sua. It's a Taiwanese dish. I used to eat this a lot when I was younger, and this is the best mi sua I've had in my entire life. It's the best mi sua I've had in my entire life. It is so damn good. This is a pork intestine. It was so damn good. Like, holy like, this is better than mi sua I've had in Taiwan. This stuff is so good. Apparently First Markham Place is just like the Taiwanese district. And you know, my friends booked me. I was like, can I stay with anybody? And everybody was like, no. And I'm like, oh. But they're like, oh, why don't you sleep at the spa? And I was really worried because, like, a spa? Are you serious? The spa was actually pretty good. It's this place called One Place. It's in the First Markham Place. It's a 24-hour spa. And I'm not gonna let you see that anymore. It's pretty good. They have a lot of, what do you call it? They have a lot of saunas. They have a steam room. They have hot baths. They're not as hot as in Japan, but they're pretty okay. You know, they have jet baths with like jets in them, and they have Dyson hair dryers, which are pretty nice. I've never used one before. I don't want one for myself, but I can see why people like these so much. So this is the inside of the spa. A lot of recliners everywhere. All the recliners can recline all the way until they're completely flat, so you can sleep on these. In fact, there were couples. There were a lot of couples here. There were so many couples here. Holy shit, there were so many couples here. I was like, oh, that's cute. There was like some teenage boys who were like, dude, they're sleeping together and like they're like making out. Oh my god, whoa! And I'm just like, damn, these kids have never had a girlfriend before. I was just like, oh, that's cute. They're like, oh, dude, they're having sex. I can assure you they are not bumping uglies. All right. I can assure you they are not. It was kind of cute though, seeing teenage boys being so innocent. How much more white do you want me to get? You want me to put some raisins, potato salad? I actually do that though. I like raisins. So this is like the quiet room. This is like the one that's specifically for sleeping. They've got a giant projector there. I guess sometimes they use it as a movie theater during the day maybe. But this is where I slept basically. The recliners will actually automatically move around. They'll automatically upright themselves around like 8 a.m. So basically it works as an alarm clock. They have a gym. There's a gym with like a pool table, and it was pretty good. I didn't really use it though. This is one of the sauna rooms. You just lie down flat over there. There's some people lying down in there. There's like 5 of them. Also, you can get massaged by a nice Chinese lady. I had a massage there as well. I hadn't had a massage in a long time, so it was pretty good. So this is like the right side is the showers. This side is like the baths. I got yelled at by a staff for taking photo because I didn't read the sign. Whoopsies. I'm glad they didn't kick me out. At the end of the hallway is a steam room. So basically the men's side is segregated from the women's side, but then once you get to like here, it's everyone's together. So it's just the bath part that's segregated. You can choose to have a swimsuit on, or you can be naked, but obviously when you get into like the main room, you have to have the PJs that they give you. It's pretty nice to be allowed to be naked. I like being naked when I'm taking baths. I don't like wearing swimsuits, it's so dumb. It was pretty good. I actually slept like maybe 4 hours. I didn't sleep until like 3 a.m. or something because this girl kept on DMing me. I was like, girl, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I have a hard time saying no to people, honestly. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm having fun talking, but like, please leave me alone. I want to sleep. I want to sleep. But yeah, so when you're leaving, they have like cookies for you, some lemon water. All the water inside is lemon water. It's really good. Some rose tea as well. The tea was pretty good. I really like rose tea. Rose tea is one of my favorites. Hot and just made. Yeah, okay, so like after that, I meet up with Yumemi. We have food across the street in Marketplace. I forgot what this place is called, but it is what they basically do is oh, so this is like sesame noodles, which is really fucking good. I really liked it. I forgot what this place is called, but basically they have like roasted meat, roasted pork inside of a crispy this is basically a green onion pancake, if you've ever had one of those before. It's a roasted bun, and it's incredibly flaky. It was so good. This is honestly like really good. I wish we had this in Western Canada, but we don't. Maybe one day we will, and then I'll eat it here every day. This is so good. It looks small. The bun looks small, but it's actually really filling. It's incredibly filling. Yeah. So I made with Yumemi. We have lunch. I have lunch with Yumemi here, as well as some other people. I meet up with our carpool driver, and we drive on a 6-hour drive to Quebec, to Montreal. And this is a sign when you enter Quebec. It's just pretty good. My first time in Quebec, I can physically like know exactly when I ride into it, right? Because of the border. Whereas if you're on the plane, like your first experience is the airport, right? It's different. So I could be like, oh my god, I'm in Quebec. There's some people who stop by the highway to take photos. It was actually a pretty good ride, honestly, this highway, because it is just straight. And in Western Canada, we have so many mountains, so you're always zigzagging in the highways. But this highway was straight. So this was like the most pleasant 6-hour ride I've had in my life. Really good. When we get to the hotel, we go to the very bottom. It's the Holiday Inn. And I was staying at the Holiday Inn in Chinatown, which is where the convention center is. And, you know, we drag our luggage up some stairs to get to the elevator. Just like, man, they really hate disabled people. Only to be hit with this sign, elevators out of service. Apparently it's an old building. So, you know, rather than lug our luggage cases up 5 floors of staircases, we just like leave them in the car. So this is actually the inside of, this is the reception area of the hotel. It's so Chinese. It is so incredibly Chinese. It has a straight up Chinese garden in it. With fish. They have koi fish in here. There's like these kids cosplaying in Chinese clothes. There's a lot of like stores in the Chinatown alley where you can rent clothes to wear. So later that day we take the subway, which by the way, the subway in Montreal uses rubber tires. It doesn't use steel wheels, it uses rubber tires. It was interesting. Also really hot down there for some reason. So yeah, we rented out basically an entire restaurant, this entire sushi restaurant. It was really nice. There was a lot of drinking. Everybody was drinking. There was a lot of people there. I met some pretty interesting people, but mostly I just wanted to hang out with my friends. So sushi. So yeah. Place du Quartier. How do you read this? Place du Quartier Chinois. Coiffeur, Hong Kong. Or Hong Mong, I don't know. I've got Vietnamese places here as well. They have the fake Notre Dame. the Montreal Notre Dame. They're that French. They have to have their own one. Half of it is under reconstruction, I guess. Renovation. I went to this cafe. Man, the cafes here have been open for like 100 years or something. These are really old cafes. You know, you can actually have like some cosplayers do photo shoots in here, in this reserved section sometimes. And this was like an omelet that I got. It was an omelet crepe with some spinach in it, and it was just so damn good. The eggs were perfectly made. I'll say that in Montreal, they really know how to cook. They really know how to cook in Montreal. And you know, food. I think this is same day maybe? Yeah, first day. Went to this place that's known for its soup dumplings, which was really good too. I think we ordered too many soup dumplings. We ordered too many soup dumplings. More of the Chinatown. Like, the architecture is actually really nice. Very old style architecture. And like, you know, everyone here is at the con. Everybody is. So this is people with badges slung around them. There's a Wukong cosplayer in the con itself. Cindy from Final Fantasy 15. This Wukong cosplayer was really cool though. Probably like $1,000 at least. Super expensive. More of the Chinatown. I really like having pedestrian areas. I love pedestrian streets. You don't really see these much in Canada. Toronto doesn't have them at all. Oh, okay, so this is This is when me and Kuriko and Min's mama, we went to get poutine. We went to like specifically this like really famous poutine place. It's like a serious tourist attraction or something. But the line was crazy. The line just kept on getting longer, by the way. This is like 6 o'clock or something. And it just kept getting darker and darker and darker. And people kept on waiting on the side, on the actual road. I'm like, nobody's afraid of getting run over here. But since one of us had already eaten here before, we're like, well, why don't we go to the other place across the street? That actually looks good. Minz was like, yeah, why don't we go there? So we went, and it's like, oh my god, they got an open charcoal-fired grill. Apparently, this is the only charcoal-fired grill that still exists in Montreal. They're the only place that still has a license for it. And so they do Portuguese chicken. They do Portuguese chicken poutine. Yeah, La Bayou's. Super busy. We didn't go there. We went to Grilladas Urban Portuguese Mapul Muti. Yeah, something like that. And there was no seating, so we had to walk over across the street to this shady looking picnic with no light and garbage everywhere. Honestly, we probably should have just shared because this is way too much, man. This is so much. There's so much. There was so much meat. We had to dig to find the potatoes. This was more meat than potatoes. I can't believe we actually were complaining about this, but this was the complaint, was that there was more meat than potatoes. We couldn't find the goddamn potatoes. I could only eat like half of this, but until I got full. I was really hungry too. So I think next time I come to a place like this, I'll just share my food with someone else. Because holy crap, this is really good. This is incredibly good. I got like the chorizo sausage with the chicken. Man, it was really, really, really good. So more of Chinatown the next day. Like the con itself wasn't that, I don't know if it was that eventful, because I was mostly just spending all the time inside the con, talking with friends, you know. I met a lot of people there. They were all super nice. But I don't know if they want me to talk about them being there, so I'm just not gonna say anything about it. So this is like the Chinatown gates. Having brunch the other day. Donate was here. I was actually sitting right next to Donate. He was to my left. I believe he was to my left. He was either to my left or he was in front of me. So I had an omelet. Pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of toast, but it was good too. They had like a huge underground mall. Yeah, they have a massive underground mall. So like in the downtown area, a lot of the buildings are interconnected by an underground passageway. So you can go directly from like the mall to the subway to the convention center without even appearing above ground. I will say though, the air conditioning kind of sucked. It wasn't that cool in here. When I was in here, I was still sweating. They don't really like the air conditioner in Montreal for some reason. For dinner, had this place that's basically like it's basically like a buffet style hot pot where like you will grab all the stuff you want, they'll weigh it, and then they'll boil it for you. This is pretty good. Mostly just chilling with some friends. I met some people I hadn't seen on decades here. I'm like, oh damn, you moved here. Holy shit, I haven't seen you in forever. How's it going? Uno. Fuck. Uno was... This is a fucking lie, man. Express Uno because it's not enough cards. People just spend the entire game shuffling cards. It is horrible. This game is a lie. Just play regular Uno. Uno Express is horribly designed. Never played this game. the last day, I went to Kuruko's place. And she said it was okay to post photos, so it's alright. I went to Kuruko's place and she had me drink mate, which is a Argentinian, heavily caffeinated sort of tea. And you have to drink it within this special type of pot. It's made out of a fruit, actually. It's made out of a dried fruit. And this special straw. What I noticed about the straw was that for some reason, drinking through the straw prevented you from burning yourself. Even if the water was really hot, the straw helped cool it down. I don't know how it did that, but it cooled it down so I never burnt my tongue. And, you know, Kuriko was like, oh, it's really bitter though. Are you sure you're gonna be okay? And I'm like, bro, I drink tea every day. Don't worry about it. I drank 3 cups and I died. Not from the taste. The taste was really good, but like there was too much caffeine. And when I got back to my hotel room, I was like, I was dying. It was not a pretty sight. Here's Kuriko's cat, Izu. I don't have a photo of the other cat, but the other. So these 2 cats are so adorable, guys. Kuriko's cats are adorable. This one is a boy and the other one is a girl. And so what'll happen is like the boy will actually bully the girl cat a lot. Anytime like the girl cat's like walking around, the boy cat's gonna be and will chase the girl cat around. That's kind of cute. But apparently like these cats hate men. Maybe it's because like men usually have a certain amount of energy to them. Like too noisy, too gruff, too ungentle. So like they get scared. But like the cats walked up to me and let me pet them. They actually Izu rolled over and let me pet his belly, which is very rare for a cat. A lot of cats don't like being touched on the belly. So that was nice. These cats are adorable. I kind of want to visit again. I want to play with her cats. Last day, I did some more chatting. Mostly the last day I was in like the hotel lobbies, because my friends were split between a bunch of different lobbies. So I was in my lobby. I was in another one. I said goodbye to Mia, to Haru. Said goodbye to Yumemi. And then I went back to the lobby. I ran into some other friends, and we went back to another lobby. It's so funny. I went to a different hotel's lobby, and hung out with them. Then I left, went back to my hotel. And then from my hotel, I met some other people, and we went back to the other hotel I was just at. After I already said goodbye to them. And like, hey, how's it going? I'm back. It was funny. Then from there, we all got a ride to the airport. So one of the locals there was kind enough to give us a ride on his car. Everyone fell asleep in the car because we were all so tired. And actually, one of my friends at the con, he had a lounge pass. He had like a one-time lounge pass, and he gave it to me because he said, "Oh, I'm not going to be flying again this year, so just use it for me." I'm like, "Oh, that's really kind of you. Thank you so much." So this is my first time in like one of those exclusive lounges. It was definitely quieter in here. You know, you had free food, free booze, a free croissant, and it was pretty good. The croissant was really good. One thing I will complain about was that there was like no water in this lounge. They had juices, they had alcohol, but they did not have water. And why did they not have water? That was really weird. I just wanted a bottle of water, but they didn't have it. So there's actually 2 lounges in the Montreal airport. There's one that's like the fast one where you can just like grab some food and leave. And they actually have like a nicer one upstairs, which is the actual lounge. Apparently you're not supposed to go to both. You're supposed to pick one and go to that one. And also there's like a rule where you have to go 3 hours in advance, right? You can't go if you arrive early at the airport, because I think there's been more and more business class flyers over the years, and now they're getting too packed. They're too busy. So now they've imposed rules But like the lady at the booth was just like, you know what? We're not that busy, and you look like you're a young guy. I'll let you in. I'm like, oh, thank you very much, thank you very much. People are nice to me. Yasashii sekai. So this is actually the upstairs one, where like they're serving fish. The fish was really good, and rice. And I think those are like dried olives. Those are really good too. I didn't post this photo, but you can see outside there's like a bunch of planes. But also they don't just have planes, they also have spiders. There's like, the spiders up here by outside the windows are huge. They're so massive. How did they get so big in Montreal? I guess it's because it's hot. Yeah, here's the... Looks like we don't support... We don't support the file format. It's MP4. Oh my lord. Whatever. But yeah, you can see. This spider is as large as my fingertip. It's huge, and there was like so many of them too. My last meal. So what happened was... on the last day when I was supposed to leave, my flight got delayed. I'm like, okay, fine, my flight got delayed, right? And then it got canceled. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, they'll book a new flight for me. And then I got a new one that was like 2 hours later. And I waited for 2 hours, and then they're like, flight got delayed an hour. I'm like, okay, another delay, whatever. So I'm just sitting there, waiting at the gate. And then it got canceled again. This time over the PA, they're like, everybody, our plane got canceled, so you all have to leave and go back to the front, at the front booths at the entrance of the airport to rebook your flight. And everyone's just like, oh my god, because it's midnight, everyone's tired, everyone wants to go home. So I start walking, I get up and I start walking towards the entrance, right? And then this Japanese girl just starts walking right next to me, and she's like, じゃあ今どうすんの? Like in the most casual way possible. She says, so like what do we do now? In Japanese. And I'm like, huh? Who the hell are you? 誰? Apparently she thought I was Japanese. Apparently Yatsuno Hakuya just straight up looks Japanese. And I'm like, wait, you think I'm Japanese? She's like, yeah, aren't you Japanese? Like, I mean, you speak like fluent Japanese. And I'm just like, she's got a Japanese accent. I'm like, what the hell? Apparently I am safe enough that like girls will, Japanese girls, by the way, Japanese people are usually very like non-confrontational, not like, they don't like to stand out and they don't like to talk to strangers. So like for a Japanese person to just walk up to me, especially a girl, to walk up to me and just be like, yo man, what do we do now? Is like, oh okay, I guess I look trustworthy. So yeah, I ended up like walking with her to the front of the airport, and we were basically just chatting while we were waiting for like maybe not 2 hours, but we waited for like an hour in line because they had a grand total of maybe 3 desk workers they had to rebook. So apparently if your flight gets delayed to the point where you have to stay overnight, the airline is legally obligated to book you for a hotel. They are also legally obligated, if you are delayed by a certain amount of time, to give you your money back and also rebook you. So Air Canada still owes me $1,000. They owe me $1,000 actually. So they basically paid for my vacation. They basically paid for my vacation because my flights only added up to about $500 because I picked like the lowest cost options. they tried to weasel their way out of giving me a hotel room because I was a one-way flyer, and they're like, oh, well, the system, because it's your one-way, it assumes you're a local Montrealer. I'm like, dude, my ID shows you that I'm specifically not from Montreal and not from Quebec. And they're like, oh, but it's like, no. So I got on my phone and I did like the Karen thing. I started recording, and they're like, oh, don't record my face. And I'm like, all right, what's your name? And they're like, oh, you don't need to know my name. I'm like, all right, sure, why not? I won't. I know you don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not gonna bother you too much, but I will like record what you say. Right, what you say will be liable because I need proof so I can complain to Air Canada later. But basically, I if you insist enough, they will give you the hotel. So like at first they're like, no, we can't do it, and I'm just like, because I know for sure Air Canada is losing money, and they're probably instructed to avoid giving you a hotel if they can. And basically you just have to stand there and get in their way and be like, all right, I can just wait, and you can stay here all night. There's like another 100 people in line, and I can just wait here, and I can start shouting to the line in the back. I can start telling, hey, everybody! They're not giving me a hotel. They're not gonna give you a hotel either. I can just make everybody angry, right? And so eventually, like, they got scared, and they was like, all right, here's your hotel. Leave me alone. You have to be scary for them, but like not be horrible and mean. A certain amount of Karen, but don't take it too far. Just so like they respect you. Like that's like one of the things I learned is like you just can't let people push you around. Like you gotta fight for yourself sometimes. And that's really hard for me to do because I'm a bit of a people pleaser. So eventually they gave me like 2 food coupons to use in the airport. They gave me 2 food coupons, and they also like gave me a hotel. They booked me an Uber to the hotel as well. And now they owed me $1,000. I wanted to help that Japanese girl get like advocate for her to get a hotel as well, but like by the time I was done, like she was nowhere to be found. And like, if she couldn't get one, I would have allowed her to sleep in my hotel. I wouldn't do anything. I was way too tired, but guys, I was so fucking tired. But she wasn't there, so I'm like, maybe she got her thing. So I go to my hotel, I sleep, I come back to the airport, I grab this food. My last meal in Montreal is once again poutine. I just, while I'm in Montreal, I'm gonna eat all the poutine that I can. They don't use cheese curds here. They use cheddar cheese. It's kind of not super amazing. I mean, it has a certain amount of bite to it, but I was expecting cheese curds because, Montreal. I board the plane, and there is the Japanese girl seated, and she looks up, and I'm like, oh, hey, good morning. She looks so tired. She's like, oh, how are you? I'm like, oh yeah, I got my hotel. She asked me, did you get your hotel? I mean, I got my hotel. I slept okay. What about you? And she's like, oh, I slept in the airport. They didn't give me one. And I'm like, damn, that sucks to be you. I was gonna help you out, but like you didn't even bother. So it's like, oh damn, I'm sorry. Anyways, so like I just kept on going my way, and I got home. It's a pretty okay flight because I just fell asleep on the plane. When I got back home, I instantly got some pho. I really love pho. I didn't eat pho at all when I was in Montreal, and I needed some food that was like familiar to me. So that was really good. I think this might be like the last. Yeah, this is the last image. Yeah, that was the last image. All right. Hope that wasn't too boring for you guys. Hope that wasn't too boring. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna talk about gossip. There's no gossip to be had here. Just because like I've learned maybe I shouldn't open my mouth too much. about other people. I know like some large creators, they'll like love to talk about hanging out with other large creators. They always love to do the name dropping because it's advertisement for each other. But like for a small indie like me, people are like, no, don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. I'm like, all right, don't talk about me. People are very concerned about security. So unless you're like one of those big name people, people like to keep it on the down low. Even for like the really big people, sometimes they don't like to talk about that. I didn't actually go to any panels at the convention itself. I went to one concert. That was a Vtuber concert. It was happening at the same time as the Spy Air concert. I think Spy Air they did My Hero Academia, maybe? Either that or Demon Slayers. They did either Demon Slayers or My Hero Academia. But despite competing with Spy Air for the concert time, the VTuber concert with like 0 advertisement managed to get like 300 people in a room that was made for 1,000. So I talked to the organizers and they're like, yeah, this is a big success. I was gonna help you, but you wanted off, would have been fair. Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, I was gonna help you out, but like, you went off on your own, you didn't ask me. So, oh, damn. I actually offered to help her, but she was like, no, just go and do your own thing at the table. I'm like, all right, suit yourself. Cause like she's Japanese, and I'm like, there's no way you're gonna know how to properly talk to these guys to get your rights. And of course she didn't. Yeah, I felt kind of bad for her, but like, I'm not gonna feel that bad. I'm not gonna feel that bad. Oh, it was really good. I met a lot of VTubers, a lot of friends that I've known who live in the area, and also just a lot of my Toronto friends. I get to hang out with them more than once a year, which also just felt really good. I met them at Offkai, but when I saw them at Offkai, I realized how much I loved them, so I wanted to hang out again. I love them all. They're all really good people. They're all really super good people. I almost wish I lived in Toronto, except I would never want to deal with Toronto traffic. I would never want to deal with Toronto traffic, no matter how good the people are. But yeah, that was my Otakuthon. The best part of it was like sitting on the floor chatting with my friends. That's like every con these days, is just me sitting on the floor with my friends and just chatting. Anyways, how long have we been going? We've been going for an hour and 30 minutes. Kind of a short-ish stream. I wanted to do reverse collapse, like the second half of the Assassin's Creed collab today, but I passed out yesterday, so I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the otaku themes. No, I had the dentist appointment yesterday to get my Invisalign, and I ended up getting caught in horrible traffic jam for like 2 hours, and by the time I got home it was just way too late, so I decided to do the Otakuthon stream today. And so I guess I'll switch to Assassin's Creed reverse stream tomorrow morning, because tomorrow night we're gonna have a peak collab together with Wonderwall, with Kuriko, Gwen, and Maple. We haven't collabed in a long time actually, so I'm really looking forward to this. Pick up any merch? Oh yeah. I picked up, there was actually reverse collapse merchandise there. They had a stamp rally. Now I was too late for the stamp rally because I didn't see it, but they had one, and it makes sense because there's only a couple places that have reverse collapse. or not reverse collapse, reverse 1999 merchandise. So they're all like basically teaming up, you know. And I bought like a decent amount of stuff. I bought some on stickers, a Voyager keychain, and I have some other stuff, but I didn't take any photos. I'll probably take a photo of the merch that I got and post it up later. But I'm not a huge merchandise guy. I'm not really a big merchandise guy. Usually for me to buy any merch is just to support the artist if I like them. I got a Leah keychain from Min's Mama. I didn't buy any prints from him because his prints are too big for me to fit in my suitcase without damaging them. So I'm probably gonna like find Min's and I'm gonna be like, hey, can I like get some stuff from you later? Min's this year, Min's Mama, this month, he's just been going to cons nonstop, right? He was at Anime Revolution, and then he was at Comiket, then he was at Otakuthon, then he was at ANYC. So he's just been going to a different con and selling stock at a different con every week this entire month. And I'm like, how are you doing this? Min's, are you okay? Are you alright, man? You've been going to a different con in a different part, sometimes in a different continent every week. Are you alright? Because Min's Mama is a bit of a homebody. He doesn't go out that much. well, look who we have here. Hey, OBK. I'm so glad for you to show up. Damn, it's like I started a stream like 2 hours ago. Damn. We're already done talking about the main stuff about the con, about Otakuthon. We're done talking about it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention like the one of the I don't know if she was a manager or just like a regular worker at the desk at the hotel I was at. But like she was like the prettiest girl I'd seen in my life. I'm like, oh my god, she's so damn pretty. Guys, I want to tell her she's really pretty, but like I don't want her to think I'm hitting on her. What do I do? She was really pretty. They're like, yeah, you should ask her out. And I'm like, I'm not asking her out. That's insane. That's how you're gonna cheat me? I just got back from my shitty KBBQ life. Damn, guys, look at this man. He just had KBBQ. I don't know about you. I've never been to a shitty KBBQ place. Even like the most mid of KBBQ is still pretty edible, I'd say. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed it, even if it was shitty. Yeah. What else was that was of note? There was a lot of cosplayers. Donate's a super amazing cosplayer. I don't know if he's still here. He probably went to sleep. Donate actually adopted me into his cosplay group, so next year I'll be cosplaying with him. I haven't decided what I'll cosplay, but we'll see. We'll see. Company was cool though. Which company? Oh, the people that were at the meal? At the KBBQ? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, ever since I went to Montreal, I like learned a lot about myself. It wasn't all good. It wasn't all, you know, daisies. You know, there was some conflict and I had to learn to deal with it. I had to learn to like not be so afraid all the time, not be so anxious. I had to learn to tell some people to fuck off. It's how it is, you know. But you know, it was good. It was good. I think I grew as a person by going there. And then when I came back, I became more extroverted, even more so. Now, Kuroko was always like, Haki, you're such an extrovert. And I'm like, no. I'm an ambivert at best. I'm not particularly extroverted or introverted. I get energy both from people, but also from being by myself. And I can't live strictly on either way. I need both in constant measure. I need my me time, but I also constantly need to be with others. So I ended up like hanging out with more with people when I got back, but I was just, I don't know. I've been a little bit of a mess. Maybe it's the jet lag, but I've been so tired. Hopefully when maybe the summer is a little bit less hot, I'll regain my energy. But yeah, okay. I don't want this stream to take too long. I'm probably boring you guys to death. We don't have that much to talk about. I'm sorry. I don't have that much to talk about. I thought I had more, but I guess not. I guess not. Everybody was really pretty. I wanted to... Oh, I will say, I wanted to hike up Mount Royal in Montreal. So several of the people I was with was like, wait, what's Mount Royal? I'm like, it's the mountain Montreal is named after, you know? Mount Royal, Montreal, Montreal. And they're like, oh. Like, I didn't even... To be fair to them, I did not connect the dots of that until I arrived. Until like the last day, I was like, wait a second. Montreal. I'm remembering my 8th grade French classes. Montreal. That sounds like Montreal. That sounds like the Mount of Royal. And I looked on Google Maps, and sure enough, Mount Royal, in the middle of the city. I like mountains. Let's go climb the mountain. It was too hot to climb the mountain. Okay, the sun was screaming in Montreal. The UV rays were nasty. Like, if you were out in the sun for 5 seconds, you could already feel your skin burning. It was that bad. And I did not bring any sunscreen. So I was like, maybe next time. I didn't have enough time to actually get up there and get back down. So next time, they actually have a cross. They have like a giant cross with lights on it that lights up at night. So next time I will do that. But aside from that, okay, there's this one person I met. I won't name them. I won't say their name for the sake of their privacy. But I will say I met one person. They're a VTuber. On the last day, I told them that I thought that their singing was really good because they sang during one of the concerts. And I shook their hand, and they had the softest hands in my life. I'm like, oh my god, this person has the softest hands I've ever held in my life. Wait a second, why aren't they letting go? This is awkward. It's been like 5 seconds of hand after shaking, holding. Why aren't they letting go of my hand? This is a little bit weird, so I'm gonna just pull, and I had to like yank my hand out of there. I'm like, ooh, that's weird. Damn, I've never had someone hold my hand like that before. And I won't talk about any more other thing other than that, but like they were playing with other people's hands too. So I was like, okay, maybe they just like hands. Maybe they just like hands. But that was really weird for me. That was really weird for me. Like I like physical touch, right? But still, that was just, oh damn, I've never had someone hold my hands like that before. I'm like, oh damn. Okay, that's the last thing. That's the last thing. Okay. I think we're pretty good now for Otakuthon. Sorry I don't have any photos of my merchandise. I'll post it up later on Twitter. Yoshikage Kira. It was a girly. Hand fetish woman. Chibri, you know hand fetish. I guess some women just have hand fetishes. Because Yoshikage Kira, he's very much girl pop. He's not Yoshikage Kira pretends to be girl boss, but he's actually girl pop. Yeah. I was like, damn. I kind of wanted to hold their hand more after that though. It was just like the moment was like very shocking for me because like I've never had a girly that I just met hold my hand that long before. Because like usually girls are like very wary of men, right? So it's just like, what's going on? Yoshikage Kira feminine. No, they were really nice though. They were really nice. I'd like to talk to them again sometime. But anyways, that's Otakuthon, guys. That's my Otakuthon. I don't hate the French anymore. In fact, I think I love the French. In fact, I think I love the French more than I like the rest of Canada. I'm sorry, Canada. Canada. You know that song in South Park? French Canada is the best Canada. It's true. French Canada really is the only real Canada. It's the best Canada in the land. Hakuya, OPK, how are you guys doing? Story time? We finished story time, Q. We already finished story time. In fact, I gotta eat my dinner. My dinner's been staring me in the face for the past hour that I've been chatting with you guys. I mean, we can still chat, but I've got to start eating. Ow! Oh! Okay, that hurts. We missed story time to catch the VOD. Yeah. I don't know, if you guys have any questions about Montreal or about Otakuthon, or about, like, I don't know, the people I met, go ahead. Ow! I'm gonna eat. Oh my god, my food's cold. I'm gonna go heat up my food. Alright, I'm back. Stress? Oh no. Hope you're feeling better. Making myself some peanut butter and jellies after that awful... Was it really that bad? Was it like... I'm serious, I've never been to a truly bad KBBQ. Like, there've been like a lot of mid ones, but they still feel full. Did you just not eat anything? Was it like vomit inducing? What happened, OBK? Oh, it made you throw up! Oh no! Okay, then that just means it was like unsanitary. Oh no, they're probably feeding you rotten meat. That sucks. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I take it back. Damn, you had a rough night. You want some of my food? I'm eating banana pepper fried rice. Yes, a banana pepper fried with rice. Oh no. Q got an ad. Aww. I wonder what the ad is. What ad did you get? I don't know, just didn't taste right. Iron 8 is the one I usually go to when they have a open flame that feels like it was properly cooked meat. Wait, but KBBQs usually have open flames. I've never been to a KBBQ that didn't have an open flame. What the hell? That's so weird. Yeah, I guess maybe they didn't cook the food properly. Whoever was dealing with the meat was not cooking it properly. That's why usually when I go to KBBQ, I usually do it myself. Sometimes we have a grill master who knows what they're doing. If there's a grill master, then I let them do it. Because if I'm the grill master, I forget to feed myself. Stomach being weird? It makes sense. Yeah, if you can't eat anything, just go with liquids. Peanut butter is my go-to when I feel really bad. Peanut butter is like the thing that will always go down no matter what. They're showing quality, but nothing really better than... But nothing's better than seeing you after a long... That's insane. I'm sure you've got, like, better things to look at than me. And, like, my food sounds. There's definitely better things than listening to my voice when I've got, like, food in my mouth. Oh, that feels so much better. I was so hungry. I was so hungry. That feels so much better. Maybe I should have started eating earlier, but I don't know. It's hard for me to talk if I'm just eating constantly. It's been a bit since I visited a hockey stream anyway. Aww. It's good to see you again. I'll have 2 streams tomorrow. I'll have a reverse 1999 stream in the morning, and then at 5 in the afternoon I will be streaming with my sisters. We'll be playing Peak together. It's been a while since our last collab stream, so I'm really looking forward to it. I love my sisters so much. They're all such wonderful people. I wish we could do more collabs more often, but every group I'm in, the people are usually really busy. How big was Otakuthon compared to other cons you've been to? Otakuthon is like a mid-sized, small to medium-sized con. Like, it's not that small, but it's definitely smaller than Anime North. Smaller than... It might be bigger than Otakuthon. Or, no, it might be bigger than Offkai. Or maybe, yeah, it might be, I think it's like slightly bigger than Offkai. Actually, I can just look it up. $34,000 attendees, so yeah, it's not that big. Offcard 2025 had like 5,000. So this one's bigger. Offcut Anime Revolution 2025 had around 20,000. So okay, it's bigger than Anime Revolution. And it's bigger than San Japan. So it's like it's a thoroughly like medium-sized convention. It's not the biggest, but it's like pretty decent. Unlike Anime North, they actually have air conditioning at Otakuthon. And it's mostly indoors. A lot of Anime North is outdoors, which really sucks. Never met a friend that was the only brother with a bunch of sisters. Only brother vibes. Yeah, that's... I mean, I guess it's not that uncommon with VTubers, though. Just because VTubing is more of a female-dominated industry. So it's not that weird that... I kind of wish I had a VTuber brother, though. I wish I had a VTuber brother. Last con you went to wasn't anime-centric. You could see an ex-Power Ranger. No, I've definitely met friends who are like the only boy in a family of sisters. I've met them. They exist. Apparently, like... it's not uncommon for a lot of families to have single gender children. Yeah, it's very common for, like, if you have a daughter to have more daughters, and if you have a son to have more sons. It's very interesting. Kind of not so great for me because I want to have both a son and a daughter. I know my mom fawns over one of my brother's ex-girlfriends because, like, my mom always wanted to have a daughter. You see this a lot. You'll see, like, some parents are like, they'll always wanted to have a son, so when they get a son-in-law, they spoil the son-in-law rotten. It's so funny. There's only a boy in my family. Never mind that I'm an only child. Leveling my monk again. Having so much fun playing that job. In FF14? Was Blue Mage one that broke the game? The one where, like, if you play Blue Mage, you're only allowed to be in a party with other Blue Mages? Because otherwise the game would be broken. I saw a meme recently where, like, all the heroes were dead, the white mage was down, and the rest of the party was like, "Help us, red mage, help us!" The single red mage is like, "Oh my god, what do I do?" Red mage is, like, the coolest job though. It's the most aesthetic. Should I take on night shifts? That really depends. You gotta ask yourself, why do you want to take on night shifts? Do you have a reason to? Because if you take on night shifts, you're gonna be tired all the time. You're gonna have no social life because when you're awake, everyone else is gonna be sleeping, and vice versa. You're gonna be exhausted from sleeping when the sun is up. Shopping, banking, these things are going to become really inconvenient for you. But if you really need the money, and if they really pay well, and if you don't mind having no social life, and if you don't mind not being able to see my streams, I guess you could do social night shifts. Our DM should dual cast into a Revivify on the white mage or tank. Red mage, dual cast into a Revivify on the white mage or tank. Tank if they're a warrior. Like, I wasn't sure what exactly that image was making fun of, but it was just really funny to me to see the entire party down and just the red mage being there like, oh god, everything's on fire. Don't worry, I only sleep about 5 or 6 hours. Please get more sleep. Please get more sleep. Please get more sleep or I'm gonna worry about you. Please take care of yourself. Sleep is very important. I kept my baby fat for a long time as a kid. You kept your baby fat? You were feeding your baby too much? As a kid. You had a baby when you were a kid. Oh. My parents were very good about explaining. Oh, yeah. If I was pregnant as a grades. Damn. Are you alright? You believed in MPreg when you were a child? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. You believed in MPreg. Oh wow. Alright, Metal Gear Solid 3 came out. Delta. I think I'll start playing it next week. And then after that, I will speedrun MGS3. I'll speedrun it. Don't you dare, Hockey. You thought he had a baby. Yeah. I didn't say he birthed the baby. I'm just like, you were taking care of a baby when you were a child? Huh? I was kind of a fat kid and I don't know any better, so I wonder if I was pregnant. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not gonna lie, that's weird. Even as a tiny little boy, I realized boy no make baby. Boy can't make baby. Only girl make baby. I don't know how girl make baby, but girl make baby. I'm so glad I went to the dentist yesterday. Because I've been cutting my tongue for the past 2 months. And that was not pleasant. I'm glad to announce I'm no longer cutting my tongue and bleeding. Welcome now. That's weird. Add over? Alright. So, something about Sonic the Hedgehog, right? I know my sisters really love Sonic, but I was having this conversation with some friends and they're like, are you autistic? And I'm like, no, I'm not autistic. And they're like, all right, you're autistic. And no, the other friend's like, no, wait. Do you like Sonic? And I'm like, not really. And they're like, he's not autistic. Apparently, liking Sonic the Hedgehog is a sign of autism. I mean, like, I played Sonic games when I was younger, but I wouldn't say I'm really a Sonic fan. The other day, I raided into another boy VTuber, the Peregrine Falcon guy. What was his name? I'm forgetting his name. Shit. Ace Windhover. I raided into Ace Windhover, and he was just playing War Thunder, and like just watching him play War Thunder made me realize, oh my god, War Thunder is so boring to watch. Even as a fellow War Thunder player, War Thunder is so boring to watch. I'm so glad I don't play that game anymore. That was an addiction. That was terrible. That wasn't good for me. I think War Thunder is worse for you than League of Legends. I think it's legitimately worse for your health than League of Legends. And I'm being completely serious here. It is actually worse for you than League of Legends. It's not wrong. Yeah, it's not wrong. I like Sonic in passing, but I'm not a Sonic fan TM. I know a bunch though. Yeah, I like Sonic in passing. I'll probably not voluntarily pick up a Sonic game. But like, you know, I'm okay with Sonic. I'm alright with Sonic. He's not really my cup of tea, but I like Sonic. I think I like Sonic. Yeah. So, yeah. It's not wrong. Guys, Maple and Kuruko are not autistic. Right? My sisters aren't autistic, right? They're not, right? You've been to their streams. You've seen Kuruko. You've seen Maple. They're not autistic. Right? I'm pretty sure they're not autistic. You know, Kuru just is into weird tactical stuff, and suffering storylines, and Maple's just really anxious and talkative, but she's not autistic. There's no way. There's no way. They're pretty normal. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna think about it. It's rude. It's rude to just apply labels onto people. Alright. So, tomorrow morning, maybe we'll say 12 o'clock? We'll say 12 o'clock. Assassin's Creed Reverse collab stream. We're gonna finish the part 2 of the event story. And then we're gonna have Wonder Peak at 5 p.m. I know more about Kuruko than I know about Maple. Maple doesn't stream that much. She comes and goes. Maple seems pretty close to either of them like trains. I mean, I like train infrastructure, but I don't necessarily like trains. themselves. I like the idea of good transit because it means I don't have to wait in traffic. It means I don't have to drive. I don't know if I like trains themselves. Take the ADHD and spectrum test with them. Oh my god. Is that what we're doing tomorrow? After peak, we're just gonna be like, hey guys, you wanna take the ADHD spectrum test with me? We're gonna figure it out. Does Sonic give you autism? Is your level of autism spectrum correlated to the amount of Sonic you've been exposed to? That's really skirting the line. Wait, what is skirting the line? Huh? What's skirting the line? Hospital bills. Oh god, I don't want to think about hospital bills. Yeah, they heard me talking about the dentist and cutting, and now they're like, oh, I bet fans of Yatano Hakia would like to know about how to save on hospital bills. Buy health insurance. We'll definitely pay you for the money that you owe, and not try to squirrel out of paying your insurance. Yeah, definitely not. And if not, we'll just increase your insurance premiums. Yeah. Liking train infrastructure? Damn. I don't know, I listen to some people talk about it sometimes and I'm just like, okay, that guy's pretty autistic. I just want to know, like, okay, can I get like a train that helps me go from point A to point B, like without having to wait? And like, is it comfortable to ride in it? Okay, cool. Skirting the line, god damn it. I've been looking into electric scooters lately. I wanted to get an e-bike, but then I realized, wait, I have a car. Why do I need an e-bike? That's kind of dumb. Right? Because like the e-scooter you can bring on trains and buses with you. So if you want to go to a downtown area or something like that, you can take your e-scooter to take you to a train station. You can ride the train down to downtown, right? If you have to go anywhere, you can just fold up your e-scooter and bring it with you. You don't need to lock it where on a bike rack where it'll get stolen like an e-bike would. You know, if I need to go anywhere that's actually long distance, I'm not gonna freaking ride a bike. What are you, insane? I live in Canada. It's cold here. I'll just drive. Yeah. So like, yeah. I was looking at it and apparently there was like a sale going on for the exact e-scooter I wanted just a couple weeks ago, but now the sale is over and I'm like, fuck. It was like half off too. It went from like $1,000 down to like $600, which is a big saving. It's a massive saving. Now, I guess I'll just wait. I'm not desperate to get a scooter, so I can just wait for it to go on sale again. I've never been on a real train, only subways. I think they can look neat, yeah. I mean, trains are just really, compared to subways, trains are just a smoother ride, more comfortable, better air conditioning. I can't tell you the difference between J400 to J700. I can't either. Like, I can look at it, I can read Wikipedia articles on it, and it just kind of goes, metaphorically goes in one ear and out the other. I'm just like, what the fuck are they talking about? Okay, so the seats are like, there's more seats, or like there's less seats, or like, I don't know, there's a charging outlet. Okay. That's about the gist of it. I do have some interest in like mechanical stuff though. So like switching from diesel engines to multiple electrical units, which is basically like every car in the train has its own electric motor, as opposed to having a locomotive at the front of the train. I will understand stuff like that, but that's like really simple. That's like really simple stuff. I kind of wish we had trains in Western Canada, but we don't. We don't have trains. At best we have like subway metros. That's the best of it. We don't have real trains in Western Canada, and this kind of sucks. Too many hippies. That's why I'm gonna reiterate, we should tie the hippies to the trees and burn them together with the forest fires. You know, no trees, no hippies. Win-win. And I only know the J400, J7 exists because I own Transformers that turn into them. Oh, I don't even know what a J400, J700 are. I don't even know what those are. Are they like Japanese trains or something? I've never heard of them in my life. There's an anime that's run by like JR Rail or something like that. It's called Shinkalion, and basically they're trains that transform into giant robots. Which is like kind of a no-brainer, but even Power Rangers only did it a little bit. I heard recently the Time Red, I think it was his name, from Time Rangers, the Japanese one. Apparently Time Red was constantly begging the writers and directors to kill off his character. He's like, kill me, please! Kill me, please! And they're like, no, that's stupid. Why would we kill you? And then they're like, they got fan letters and they read them. And then they're like, okay, maybe you were onto something. Because the fans want to kill this character too. Bullet trains. Okay, they're bullet trains. No, hold on. It makes sense. Bullet trains are pretty aesthetic in Japan. Oh yeah, I was talking about it earlier. Guys, watch Milky Subway. It is amazing. It's in 11 different languages. They have it like in German, French, Spanish, Japanese, Portuguese, English. Maybe not Russian. But it's really good. It's really, 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 really good. Each episode's only 8 minutes long. I swear to God, you will have so much fun watching this little mini-series. Was his character that bad? Apparently his character was that bad. I don't know what made them hate him, but apparently he was just really bad. Like maybe, I don't know, I never watched the show. I don't know what, I never watched the show. His name is Timefire. So yeah, the character is Timefire. Oh, apparently there's 2 Timefires. So I guess he does get killed or something. No, it's a second one who wanted to die. Yeah, apparently he's just... Something about his character was really bad. And the actor felt like he shouldn't be allowed to live. Timefire, the 6th Ranger. Yeah, he's the 6th Ranger. And the 2nd Red Ranger of the Time Rangers. Oh, so there's two Red Rangers in Time Rangers. So there's Time Red and there's Time Fire. So I'm just reading their wiki and I'm just like, what the hell? Yeah, apparently he's like the rival. Okay, that makes sense. The younger, the older guy. No, he's neither, I think. The younger guy, yeah, Naoto. Yeah, he's like the rival, yeah. Man, apparently Japanese Time Rangers was just really like, it had a crazy storyline. But yeah, he was a bad guy. So okay, that makes sense. The fans are like, so when are you killing off this guy? I hate him. He's bad for the children. I was slightly wrong about the trains. J4 transforms into an A4 series max bullet train. J7 transforms into a 7... Bro, I have no idea what you just told me. Hikari Railstar bullet train? Wait, Railstar? Star Rail? Honkai Star Rail? Oh my god! Honkai Star Rail? That wow. The cosmic baseball batter? What's the Star Rail's protagonist called again? Trailblazer, that's his name. Oh my god, Trailblazer? Wow. March 4th? Wow. Or no, March 7th? Oh my god, March 7th? Person's name is like a little date. Wow, Sparkle. Ron May. Oh wow. Oh wow. I don't know what the guys' names are. Pat Daily Check. You can pat me if you'd like. If you want to. If you really feel the need that you have to pat me, okay, I guess I could let you pat me. The Japanese Transformers toy train company is the same one who did Shinkalion. That makes sense. It's I don't remember, was it Toei? They do a lot of that sort of thing anyway. Shinkalion. Henkei Robo Shinkalion. Oh, OLM, same company, same studio as Pokemon. Oh yeah, Takara Tomy, yeah, the same people who do Transformers, yeah. Yeah, Takara Tomy, yeah. They're the same people who do Transformers. They're basically like the Fisher Price of Japan. Toei is in bed with Bandai. Yeah, Bandai. Apparently they have a. Apparently Bandai Namco has a. They've got a music label now. I know they had like visual arts. I didn't know they had like a music label. Yeah. Oh, Lantis! They own Lantis! That makes sense. They've got Lantis, they've got Kiramune, a male voice actor label, Glory Heaven. Label related to Sony Music Solutions. Wait, but Sony Music has their own music. That's weird. I guess it's like a mixed label. Sunrise Music label. Yeah, I didn't know they owned Lantis. When did they acquire Lantis? When did they acquire Lantis? When did Banco acquire Lantis? In 2006? Wow, that was a long time ago. I've never heard of anyone talk about Lantis as being under Bandai Namco, but apparently they've been under Bandai for like 2 decades now. Okay. Lantis was merged into a new company called Bandai Namco Arts in 2018. So they stopped being called Lantis a while ago. Alright. That is different. That is very different. Alright, alright. It's like we've had a stream for 2.5 hours now. I think that's enough chatting for one day. Especially since we're gonna be doing stuff tomorrow. Oh right, I know Sunrise. I know Love Live was a Sunrise project. So it makes sense that they have a music label. Oh man, I can't believe I never thought of that. Yeah, Love Live kinda dead right now. You know? It's all Idolmaster these days. Yeah, Love Live, I don't know what happened. First Love Live, a lot of female fans. Love Live nowadays, only dudes like it. Something went wrong. Something went horribly wrong. They lost all their female fan base. It's all Idolmaster now. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for listening to me yap. Thanks for yapping together with me. Thanks for the head pats. Thanks for the hugs. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Once again, we'll be doing Assassin's Creed Reverse Collapse, or Reverse 1999. And then we're gonna do Peak with my sisters. So 2 streams tomorrow. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.